Good evening. Welcome to my vlog where we talk about how we can make our lives happier, healthier, and more productive while under quarantine. This evening I want to discuss mental health during this time when things are definitely a lot more difficult and a lot different for many of us, and just it's okay to be unhappy. It's okay that not every single day is going to go perfectly as well as you planned, and that things are not going to be like normal. It's hopefully through this type of interaction we can discover ways that we can make ourselves happier, but also discover different ways to support ourselves during those days when we're a little bit glummer. Today, for instance, work was less interesting than normal. Things aren't that busy for me. The weather has turned crappy, and just, it was a more difficult day to really feel motivated and thrilled at staying in this glass box, this golden gilded prison, is that the expression? This gilded prison. I would encourage you to maybe reframe your thinking around where you are in your current situation. It's not necessary that every day be as thrilling as your life before quarantine. It's understandable that things won't be quite the same. And you can maybe just through modifying your view of things, notice that things aren't quite as bad as you had originally felt, because perhaps your goals are misaligned. We can't expect that every day is going to be really interesting, that there'll be a lot of interesting things to vlog about, and that it'll be exciting and memorable and all this, and some days are just going to be a little bit more lackluster. One of my viewers, for instance, remarked on an earlier video that she just felt that by raising a child at home during this time, that she didn't really have a lot of extra energy for self-organization and making her life that much better. Now, this lady also manages to get 8 hours of sleep every single night, do some type of sport activity every second day, take care of herself and her husband, and in my opinion is doing a bang-up job, but it maybe requires just a little tweaking of the viewpoint, and to understand that, hey, actually I'm doing marvelous. I mean, I am top shit, because I'm living in this difficult situation and making the best of it, and that is the most that anybody can do. So I encourage you to maybe reframe how you see things. Another option is to distract yourself. This is where a lot of my top 10 lists can perhaps be helpful in terms of learning or creating or connecting with others or something else that will distract you from your life in your gilded cages. Another idea is meditation can be very helpful for many of us in terms of gaining control over our own emotions and mental state. And so I'd encourage anybody to look at beginning meditation in the mornings especially, or perhaps during your lunch hour, and just taking a few minutes and refocusing on yourself and clearing your mind. It doesn't have to be your regular type of meditation that comes to mind, sitting cross-legged on the floor. I really find sometimes walking the dog or running or cycling to be the best ways to meditate, or any other activity that doesn't require a lot of mental processes, so that you can clear your mind while doing them, but having a little bit of distraction can actually be helpful. Another option is to have a nice glass of scotch, or anything else that does make you happy. So turning on your favorite movie, getting outside, doing a workout, cooking, baking, that kind of thing, whatever does make you happy is a great thing to do a couple of times a day. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself when you're doing those things, and that you don't feel the need to be productive all the time or to be only taking care of others in your household. But please take the time to take care of yourself. So beyond accepting our state is also modifying it, and one of the best ways to do that is to turn it off. It's very easy through our social media, through looking at the news, through perhaps emails from your colleagues, through conversations with your friends. Everything these days seems to revolve around COVID-19. And by constantly focusing on the negative, it's definitely making it more difficult to have a positive outlook. This isn't helpful to anyone. It doesn't mean that we should be ignoring the crisis around us, but maybe deciding to turn off the news for a day, or Facebook, or anything else that is constantly reminding you of the situation, and unplugging from that, and spend an evening where you're ignoring what's happening in the world. The caseload rising in another country or your own isn't going to impact you at home today. So maybe try to take a step back, understand the general trends, but disconnect from some of the day-to-day hyperbole and discussions taking place. So those are some other ideas when you are having a depressing day, to maybe accept it, distract yourself, meditate, reframe, and turn it off. Hopefully this might help you and help myself, because as I said, today was a more difficult day, but I'm thinking even now that I'm going to turn around. I'm going to have a better evening, and tomorrow will be a better day. So this is my advice for the day: to stay healthier, happier this time especially, and more productive while we're on quarantine would be helpful. Rachel, that's really loud. Can you please not eat carrots with the dog while I'm filming? Can you just be quiet for a few minutes, please?
I didn't think it was so loud.
Can you just shut up over there?
I don't think this goes with self-care.
No, this is, and another idea is to blame others around you for your emotional state. That will make you feel better by being a bully.
He's done.
Are you guys done?
Yeah.
Can you stop chewing too, please? Yes?
Oh, Joe, we're here.
Rachel, can you just not chew the carrot for 2 minutes, please?
Yeah.